Welcome everyone to our energy of the month. Has been we've been doing this for over a few months, and the girls are here with me, Suzanne and Susan. Kathy was supposed to be with us, but we're going to miss her because she's not here with us today again. But she will be probably on the next one. And what I wanted to say is that this energy of the month, and the reason that I'm saying that is because I haven't been able to be on for the past 3 weeks because I personally have been going through a big transition that I wasn't actually ready to share. So I was waiting for the girls to support me because I think it's very important for us right now to be supported with each other as we're going through this big shift in energy. So that's why I'm sorry I wasn't able to do my energy of the week for the past couple of weeks. So because I'm here now with my girls, my wise women, and we're ready to start on this energy of the month that we do once a month, I want to know, what do you guys feel about this big transition? Suzanne, Susan?
Big transition, wow. We're still in it. It goes up and down. I have to say today I feel a lot of fire, and I don't know if it's you, Zeffie, that I'm picking up on, but right before we came on, I was like, wow, I'm feeling really a lot of fire. And usually I'm pretty watery. I don't know what that means. I'm feeling a lot of passion, this transition. I don't know. I think I want to hear what Susan has to say so I can agree with her.
Sure. My way.
Maybe the transition don't mind.
Well, no, it has been so particularly intense these last several weeks. Well done, everyone in the human body who rode through those intense times. In Sedona right now, we are experiencing these amazing rains and monsoons. And I think that's what's needed right now to just kind of cleanse, to get ready for all this new energy that is coming through. Those of us that are sensitive have been picking up so much information lately. So that's been the intensity for me, is just there's so much information that's available right now as we switch our DNA and our body structure and all of that. Yeah, that's what I got.
I agree.
But let me talk a little bit about that transition that I'm feeling. It's not just, it is personal also, but it's also in a bigger scale in the world. I've been feeling that people are transiting from going, not because of COVID, not because it was closed and now we're open and all that. I feel like what Susan said about the body, and that's a huge upgrade that is happening. That's a big transition that's happening within our human body, but also in our mental state, also in our spiritual state, and also in our how you say, in the earth state. And what I'm trying to say about that is that once we decide that we choose something, now finally that the world is supporting us for it. Before, we can choose 10,000 things and be all over the place. That doesn't work anymore. And so for me, that's a transition from having all this left, right, ups and downs and going. Now it's like, we got to get grounded. And that's the transition that I'm kind of feeling, like a big ground energy of where we are, what we believe, who we are. And also as the energy coming in, as Susan said, it's like, can our body be that conduit? Can our body handle that conduit? So I don't know, Suzanne?
Well, I want to change that word choose to create, because we're really in a state of creation. This is what the transformation is. And when I visualize it, I visualize like Strands, and what was that movie? Gosh, where he would go in and he would go through different strands of time and pluck those strands of time and be able to move in and out of different realities. well, anyway, I can't remember the movie and I wish I could. I wrote it down, but I forgot to look it up before we got on here. But yeah, I think we're in a state of creation. And as we move through those limiting beliefs of what we've always fallen back on, what do we see once those fall away, those transitions into what do we create? What comes out of this? I'm still in that sense of, I don't know. I don't know. I really, like I said, I came in hot today. I'm feeling very hot.
Okay, so let's talk about the word choice that you said. Why you really want to shift that word? What should we put the word to? What kind of word we can choose? I mean, you see, the choice words keep coming up, but what can we change the word to?
A creation.
Just
I think. What are we going to create as opposed to what are we going to choose? Because in my mind, I see choice as good and bad, yes and no, right and left. But what are we creating? What are we creating? Forget about those choices. What are you going to create yourself that's separate from all those other choices? Because a choice seems outside of myself. Like someone else is putting up all these avenues that you have to garner from. Well, no, none of that. Burn all that away. We're going to find out what we're going to create. Let's do something new as opposed to choosing. We can create whatever we want. And so I think that's where the state.
Pardon? So you kind of saying is break down the matrix, break down this matrix and find another matrix that we can live in and really create through that new matrix in a sense.
Yes.
That's the word that you're saying. Okay.
Yes.
Got it. Makes sense. Makes sense for me. So, my vocabulary as a Greek is not that, that rich, but now I understand what you were saying. So, Susan, would you?
This ties in with exactly what I've been working with for the past several months, actually my entire life, is the rainbow. And and the rainbow is now different frequencies. So you can relate it to a guitar where it's now different strings you're plucking than the previous one. So it's a whole new sound. It's a whole new vibration. My understanding is even the colors of the rainbow, they're different colors now. Instead of green, it's emerald green. Instead of red, it's coral red. And so everything is kind of subtly changing where we get to experience new colors, new sounds, new vibrations. So it is a new creation, but it is with great discernment, I think, that we make those creations.
I like the word discernment because, when I first moved to Sedona 30 years ago, I learned through that discernment because even 30 years ago in Sedona, it was a spiritual place. And then, we had all the spiritual people and we had to do sessions and we were learning. A lot of us were learning. And that word, it was a big thing for me. I learned it in Sedona. And also have discretion of what you've seen and who you're going to connect. And, then you can implement your own creation because we're still living under a little bit of an illusion. And in that, what needs to go away also is the illusion that has been created. So instead of creating through illusion, maybe we can create from grounding, from like more of a core,
right?
A core energy.
It's important to be sovereign right now.
Yes.
And I very much sovereign, so that you can discern from your own innerness versus picking up everybody else's stuff. Yeah, exactly.
And also, we've done a lot of work as humanity, so we can start listening to our own self of what we need to create within ourselves. Okay, well, all right. So anything else, girls, you need to add about all this, or we have something else that you guys want to talk about? Susan?
I'm looking at my notes and see if I jotted anything down.
I have no notes.
Yeah, we have no notes. I have no notes.
But no, we never know what we're going to talk about when we do the energies, and particularly these live ones. We just kind of fly with whatever happens. But I'm happy to share that arc energy because I believe it's no longer archangels, but it's archangels and the arcs and the angles and the angels and and the different shapes that are showing up right now that are not quite as symmetrical as they used to be. It's more of an asymmetrical time now. And how do we maneuver and walk in the world when it's turning asymmetrical versus symmetrical, which is what we're used to?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of interesting as you were saying that, Susan. What I got is even that, even the archangel energy or the ascended master energy, or every single energy as we knew in the past, is
Right.
actually changing.
Right.
It's not the same. Even the God source is not the same.
Mhm.
It's a big shift that is coming in. I know we're in it right now, and we're trying to really, how do you say, digest it, and we're still struggling with it. A lot of people in the world that I've been talking to are struggling with it, but I think we're going to come out of it. I think we have maybe another year, but I think we're going to really get that newness that you were talking about.
What a shift. What a massive shift.
I know. That's what it feels like.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was reading a small piece on Emerson this morning, and he when he did a speech, I mean, this is in what, the 1800s, and he said when we shifted from religion to what we call spirituality now, and they decided that we're going to come from the prospect of God is instead of God was. God was this man who walked the earth. God was love, you know, everything in the past. And now it's everything in the future. God is,
Mm.
fill in the blank.
Wow.
Create your reality.
Right.
Yeah, that is pretty massive, and that's a big transition. That is a big
Yes.
transition and transformation for humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly what's really been going on.
Yeah.
So wow, I guess we still need to hold on, correct? Because the ride is not over yet. Well, I know my personal ride is not over yet. I'm still in that, transition and looking into the future, but I really feel like living into the now also, it's helping with that transition, and I think maybe we can give our audience some kind of little things as we experience this. How can they go through it? Like for me, is to live every moment, not just the day, but to live every moment and look at every moment. So do you guys have any other advice that you think of how we can go towards that?
I always, if you need to sleep, sleep, and do not make yourself feel guilty because you're not busy doing something. It's so important to be right now, even in that moment. But this is challenging times. Think of yourself as going through the birth process, and any birth process takes a tremendous amount of energy. So honor that, and sleep and nap and rest. And I still use music and dancing as an amazing way to kind of work things through my body, because it comes in through my head and I have to make it come all the way down through my body. So those are the things that really work for me on a day-to-day basis.
Mm-hmm. What I would say is question everything. There's so much to know, and there's so much to unknow. And what we need to do is call a miracle a miracle. When something comes through and you want to not believe it, question that, and then say, this is a miracle. This is a miracle. Food on my table is a miracle. That I put a seed in the ground and it grows is a miracle. So if you can shift your thinking from everything being topsy-turvy to being a miracle, and find the miracle in everything that happens, then you're going to be much happier. Much happier.
Yeah. I like that miracle. Even the transition can be a miracle. Even the shift can be a miracle. Everything that we do is a miracle. I really like that. Also, I agree with Susan, because I've been hearing of a lot of people being very tired. I don't know if you guys are getting that, but people are feeling very tired, and it's not they're not sleeping well. They're sleeping well, but they don't know why they're feeling tired. They feel like they need to sleep more also. So yeah, I think that's another good advice. for us to have. So anyway, I just want to talk a little bit about our Ancient Healing Academy. I'm very excited about it. What do you guys think about it? Because we're going to start a new semester in September. And we don't have the date yet, but we're going to give it to you. So please let us know and check our Ancient Healing Academy underneath. And I just want to say to the girls, thank you again for doing this, supporting me through this energy of the month, because I wasn't able to do the energy of the week. But you know, we have to be honest. We cannot just hide anymore. It is what it is, you know. If we cannot do it, we cannot do it. Yeah. So and also, you know, Suzanne has her website underneath, and Susan has her website underneath. And you know, we're here if you guys need us, and check out our Ancient Healing Academy. Thank you so much, girls, for being with us.
Oh, thank you, Zeppi.
And thank you, our audience, for watching us. Thank you so much.